Hello, my dear friends. This is Rabbi Aharon Dobinsky coming to you today from the holy city of Yerushalayim in the beautiful state of Israel. You know, life is so very fragile. We see it all the time. Losses in our family, losses in the world. The way the world has become very, very strange to us. It's not the way we grew up. It's not the way we've known the world. We used to having a life where what we want to do is what we do. And assuming that what we do is within the bounds of what Hashem wants us to do. And that's the way life is supposed to be. He didn't give us any boundaries except for what he gave us in Torah. And this week again, he goes over the blessings and the curses. Are you seeing a pattern here? Blessings and curses, blessings and curses. Do this, don't do this. Do this, don't do this. And like I told you before, you have a car, your car has an owner's manual. And the car tells you change your oil every 3 months. And you look at that and you say, I don't need to do that. I think I'll change the oil once every couple of years and that'll be fine. No, that won't be fine. Your car will be on the side of the road as a derelict and it'll cost thousands of dollars to get it back in shape to be able to drive again because we didn't follow the owner's manual. Well, for us, the owner's manual is the Torah. It gives us the do's and don'ts. If you want to be happy, do this. If you want to be cursed, do this. Or don't do's. Same thing. You have do's and don't do's. But basically, the whole pattern is to give us a way of living our lives. It's not to make our lives more difficult. Although some would say it can be challenging to try and do all the things that Hashem wants us to do. And they'd be right. It is kind of challenging. That's okay. We're up to the challenge. Hashem made us up to the challenge. And he gave us a way to live our lives so that we would understand that there's something greater than us. And that's him. He created us. You know, we live our lives and we forget sometimes that this body that we have is only for a temporary period of time. Whether it's 20 years, 80 years, 120 years, it doesn't matter. It's for a specific period of time, and at that time it goes away. The soul, however, goes on forever, and it goes into another body, giving us a chance to make up for the things we did in a past life, do things better than we did in a past life, do the things that we're supposed to do. We're given the chance over and over and over and over. And I love it when people tell me, I'm a very old soul. I want to say to them, I guess that means you're a slow learner then. Because if you're a fast learner, you'd come into your next life, you'd know your mistakes that you had to fix, you'd fix them, and you wouldn't have to come back. I don't know, I haven't been there, but the Ravs tell us that the life we go to is far better, far more sublime than the life that we're living now. As a matter of fact, some of the Ravs tell us that this life we live now, this life is Gehenna, this life is hell. And there are times, my friends, when it's not hard to believe because there are so many awful things going on that we wonder, what are we doing here? Well, what we're doing here is we're trying to be the people that we were meant to be. Like I told you, Hashem controls everything. Everything comes from Hashem. From what you eat in the morning to what a flea eats in the evening. It all comes from the creator of the universe. Everything. And it all has purpose, and that purpose always, even if we do not see it at the moment, always, not 99.9% of the time, always is for our ultimate best. But remember, I said our ultimate best. In other words, we may not see it at the time. We may not know why it's for our ultimate best. I've given you the example. We are parents to children, like Hashem is our Father. Now, do you give your child everything they ask for? No, of course you don't. Do you ever say no? Yes, of course you do. Because you know, it's dangerous for him to run into the street. It's not good for him to eat candy all day long. That there are things that you know, because you're a parent, that he doesn't yet understand, but will someday. Well, that's our relationship with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. with God, the creator of the universe. That's our relationship with him. He knows when he does things to us, we sometimes don't understand. And we go, why are you doing this to me? Why are you doing this to me? And the answer is, we're not ready to know yet. We won't understand yet. At a point in the future, we very well may understand. But for right now, we don't get it. So he just needs to do it because he knows it's what's best for us. How could it be best for us if somebody gets beaten? How can it be best for us if somebody gets hurt? How could it be best? There's 1,001 questions out there, maybe 1,000,001 questions out there as to why would Hashem do something to us that appears to be something that is not good for us. It's only not good for us at that moment. And what we don't see is it may be very good for us at the time. Right now, I have a lot of people that I talk to who are going through tremendous challenges. Tremendous challenge. Well, how could Hashem do this to me? Well, for right now, you have a real good reason. Right now, you have Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur coming up. And Rosh Hashanah, you will decide what's going to happen for the coming year. And then you have the 10 days between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur to help, to ask, to maybe say, I know I haven't done what I'm supposed to do. I'm going to try this year to do better. Please help me. I will do better. I will work the hardest I can to do better. It's a process of going from where you are to where you need to be. Okay? So what we do is we're getting right now what are called kaparot. These are things that are come to us to help us to become better. It's something, I hesitate to use the word punishment because punishment really isn't what it is. What it is a challenge we need to overcome now so that we can go forward cleaner than we were before. Totally clean? Don't I wish, and don't we all wish? But no, not totally clean. Better than we were before. These things that are coming to us right now are things that are designed to make us cleaner, to make us more the people we're supposed to be going into the future. And that's what we want, isn't it? We want to be able to live a life of love and joy and fulfillment that brings us closer to our Kadosh Baruch Hu. Because indeed, He is our Father, and He would like us to be closer to Him. And most of us would like to be closer to Him because being closer to Him means we live a better life, a life of enjoyment, a life of love, joy, and fulfillment. These are the three things that most of us really want. So this is the way we get it, is by being closer to Hashem. How do we get closer to Hashem? Well, sometimes we don't know the answer to that question. But He always knows the answer to that question. So what He does is He gives us things along our path to help bring us closer to Him. Things we have to overcome. It's much like a hurdler. Somebody who's running hurdles, who's new at it, starts with a low hurdle and runs and jumps over the low hurdle. The hurdles get higher and higher and higher as he gets closer to the point of competition. So he's able to become someone who can come and go over the higher hurdles as well. This is what we want to do. We want to become the type of people that get over the higher hurdles. How do we do that? We do that by the things that Hashem gives us to challenge us. Because when He gives us something that is difficult for us, and again, I hate to use the word punishment because it's really not a punishment. It just looks to us like a punishment. The same way as it looks to our child like a punishment when we take the candy out of his hand and say, no, it's dinner time in a half an hour. You cannot have this. And he cries. Why? He doesn't understand that we're trying to do this for him so he can have a better life. Hashem does the same thing to us. And He does it on a constant basis. And we need to be able to understand this is for us. He's not doing it for him. He's doing it for us. So we can live a better life, which is what we want to do, to live a better life. We have Rosh Hashanah coming up. We go into Slichot as Ashkenazim on Saturday night, and we say Slichot until Rosh Hashanah. These are the way we say to ourselves, we didn't do like we should have done last year, and we're sorry. And please find it in your heart to forgive us. And Hashem does that. He does forgive us. And He helps us to go forward cleaner and living a better life than we lived before. Do we live the life necessarily that we want? Maybe not yet. Maybe that's still years ahead of us. We don't know. But we need to live the life we have now. And remember I said a life of love and joy and fulfillment? Well, if we don't have one yet, I want to give you a suggestion. Let's fake it until we make it. Because it's coming, and we want to be ready for it. And when to be ready for it, we need to pretend at least that it's already here. We need to appreciate all that we have. What do we have? Oh, what do we have? Did you wake up this morning? Some people didn't. I know personally somebody who didn't today. And it's very terrifying, the thought of that happening to someone. Did you see, when you woke up, could you see? Oh, thank God. Could you hear? Oh, thank God. Did your feet work? Your legs work? Did everything work? Is your heart beating? Thank God. Look at all that you have going for us. All the things we have going for us. Say thank you. Say thank you, Hashem. I really appreciate all that you do for me. And even though I'm not in a place yet where I think I'd like to be, I appreciate all you give me on the way to getting there. And if we do that, folks, I promise you, we will get to our own personal redemption, which will lead to the final redemption and the coming of Mashiach Tzidkenu and the third Beit HaMikdash, B'mei Rabbi Yomeinu. Everyone have a good Shabbos, Shana Tova. Let's have a great life. Let's live the life that Hashem gave us and enjoy it and be thankful for it. Be well, my friends. God bless.